Hello and welcome to another bootleg knockoff figure review. Interstellar Range 1/12 scale collectible action collection. Action figure JNB ToyS 1/12 scale. Side. Back of the box shows you what you get inside. And my god, look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of the SH Figuarts box. Like, you could fit 1, 2, 3, 4 Figuarts boxes in there, and you got less stuff than the Figuarts. Oh my god. And this thing was packed in a plastic bag, just like a lot of Mezco stuff. And the plastic bag was in its own little cardboard transport case. And the seller that shipped it to me transported that cardboard as though that was part of the packaging in a bigger cardboard box with more like bubble wrap and stuff. And you know what? Next time I buy from that shop, I'm gonna message them and be like, "Hey, you don't need to like pack too much. I really don't care about the packaging. I mean, it's nice packaging for this figure, I guess, but it's too much." And so as you can see here, I've already opened it before. I just put everything on the front here because it's also a pain to get anything out. You see these holes? These are where the hands were. So you're trying to dig it in, but you can barely get to the hand. It just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. This is so much packaging. Can you look at that, how deep that hole is? Can you imagine this gun just going deeper and deeper in there? And then when you get this out, you have other stuff in here. Like, you see this slit right here? That's where one of the sabers were. See how, look at this. This is ridiculously big. Okay, let's see what we have here in terms of accessories. We got a set of item holding hands, which the Figuarts also has. We have one force hand here, one fist, one gun holding hand, and one spray open hand. Whereas the Figuarts comes with a pair of fists, a pair of force using hands, a pair of relax hands, as well as one come with me baby Yoda hand. So 6 hands here and 9 hands with the SH Figuarts. The only one that Figuarts doesn't have is this gun holding hand, but if he was holding a blaster, you could probably use the saber holding hand for that. So he does have this blaster, which is just I think it's painted, yeah, it's got a metallic, dark metallic black, I want to say. No hole on the front, that's disappointing. Like, it looks great from the side, but wait, where's that hole? Also, he doesn't use a blaster in the show, so he just uses kicks ass with the force. He also comes with a transparent hologram Baby Yoda. This mold is quite good. I wonder, like, if they painted this up, it would look like a pretty good Baby Yoda. It's got this large chunk of a destroyed Dark Trooper. So it is. I can't explain what kind of plastic it is. It's solid piece throughout, but it has that slightly, it's not gummy, but it has a gummy feel when you touch it. Like if it was thinner, if the plastic was thinner, it might be gummy. Let me find the thinnest spot, like right here. No, it's still hard. It's the paint. The paint is quite thick on it, to be honest. So he's got some lightsaber slashes on there, and he's got a hole there. He can go on the, supposedly, yep, you can go on the stand like so, and Luke can slash at it. Speaking of, this is just a huge chunk of acrylic. That's the stand. So pop that in. If you want to stand the Luke figure, which you will need to in action poses, then there you go. Just sort of like a Hot Toy stand, kinda. And he also has a second face, which angry face, kinda. This is the likeness of Mark Hamill and Chris Evans are like those two actors where the likenesses just doesn't quite transfer. This looks like a video game Luke Skywalker, like they sort of scanned him, they sort of digitized him, but he's just a little bit off. But the actual head here, that looks so close. If we bring in the Figuarts, Figuarts one looks like he's a bit tired. Like, the printing on the Figuarts one is correct, but the sculpting on the third party one is better. Unofficial one is like half a head taller. They say 1/12 scale, but I guess he's Mafex scale. There we go, because Mafex is bigger than Figuarts. Right, next up we have saber blades. So you can see that the green is a little bit lighter on the knockoff, and it's also thinner than the Figuarts. Same here, they both have the slashy blade, and you can see here the Figuarts has gone with unplugging the saber hilt itself. So that's actually quite good because it helps you unplug the top of the hilt. It lets it slide into the item holding hand easier without the worry of snapping the top right there. This is so much thicker than the Figuarts one, and the Figuarts regular one is thicker than the just a regular blade there. We move over to the hilt. The detailing on the Figuarts is so much more. There's like weathering, the molding is better, more detailing. This one's mirrored. Like the buttons are there, but it's the other side. That's weird. This one doesn't even have that little hook there. So the Figuarts one wins. It's just so much more detailed than whatever this is. And this is bigger just because the figure is bigger. But in order to accommodate the changing of the laser, it's missing some of the details. So it does plug in quite easily. But like I said, since this doesn't attach, it's a little bit harder to attach it to the figure's hand. Both of them come with these ropes. The Figuarts one, it's got wire on the top there as well as all the way around the side, the bottom, so it makes it really easy to pose. You just this on and there you go. But I am slightly worried about the way it's attached in the middle there, because that's just one part's actually, is that attached or not? No, that didn't snap. That's just how it's been stitched together. That's very iffy. And this one, there's actual button there. Don't pull on the string, that looks very fragile as well. Just put your fingernail in there. There is a wire on the top that's a bit thinner than the Figuarts one, that makes it harder to use. And there's also a wire going all the way at the bottom of the cloak. So they're both quite good. In terms of material, this one's shiny and thinner, whereas the Figuarts one is way softer. Feels like, you know, cotton versus synthetic. Moving over to look at himself, I don't know in terms of accuracy. They've got the same belt. Not sure what's going on with these buttons that go sort of random all over the place. And he does not have a saber holding bit. And the back is just sort of nailed on. I guess you can sort of... Can I undo that? I feel like if I undo that, I'm not going to be able to put that back in because it will damage the fake lever. But it looks like there's some Velcro there. It looks like I can fully undress this figure if I want to. Lighter grey colour on there. But otherwise, he is mostly the same. Yeah, not too much going on in terms of looks because it's just the same piece of fabric over and over again. I mean, it does look the part. Not a fan of that. More than once these clothed figures, the arm goes down way too much. Looks fine under the clothing, but under certain poses it does look a bit weird. Anyway, so articulation. So you got the board joint there for the head, and then it does leave a big gap there. But the colouring of the neck is a little bit different. Neck does have a joint as well, but it doesn't really... It sort of moves, but it's hard to notice underneath all the fabric, but I'm glad it's there. Arm goes... I want to say go up, but you see, it looks weird, like he's dislocated his arm. Okay, click. That doesn't sound good. So I wonder if it'd be better if I swapped inside body out with something different. Yeesh. Okay, if I push the arm down, I can move it up, but that really looks like he's dislocated himself, so there must be an extra piece in there. Must be like a butterfly joint in there. Elbow is a double elbow. There's a rotating joint there. Hand is on a peg and swivel, so that's great. Torso goes back quite a bit. Goes forward quite a bit. Full rotation. Does it? Did the pants get in the way? No, they don't. Pants are separate. Okay, great. Ha 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 ha. So leg. Oh. Pull the pants down too much, I can't lift this leg up now. Okay, there we go. Better than that weird Sub-Zero figure. Oh god, these joints. Leg up, down, knee joint double. Is there a rotating joint? A little bit. There's probably a ball peg in the top there. Okay, feet, rotating here, and that's it. So here we go. This is the biggest problem with the figure. The boot is a single, can I actually take this off? There we go. The boot is a single hardish piece. There's no joint here, just solid. You can see the leg, there is supposed to be a joint there, right? Ideally, you want the joint to be like that, so you can rotate it and rotate it on the angle. But you can't because, well, the boot is just a single piece. I can't tilt his feet. So if I want to get him, let's get him in an action pose. Okay, so he's going to move his arms up and he's going to use the force. He's holding his lightsaber in his other hand, ready to strike. See the problem here? His foot. I can't stable him because he doesn't have that joint for it, which is why I guess that's why he has a stand. But then if he's on the stand, then this thing cannot be on the stand. So you can't use all the features at the same time, and that's really frustrating. So as you can see here, they both pose quite well. You can get them in an action pose and they look pretty decent. And I know he's on the stand, but the scale difference is also pretty noticeable as well. So if you do have any Mafex figures or you mix and match that, it should be okay. But I know Star Wars Mafex is closer to the Black Series scale, which is very close to Figart scale. So yeah, he might not fit in too well. So yeah, they both look pretty good. The clothing is definitely a plus. I'm just thinking, like, would there be... I feel like if I were to remove the body and swap it out one of those, like, sketch drawing fig arts, it would pose and move a lot better than what I have here right now. And I definitely need to replace the boots because those do not move at all. I've bought, like, soft boots to add to make my own figures and such, and they are soft enough that they do not get in the way of the ball joint down there at the bottom of the legs, but these ones do. I think the overall quality, the fig arts is easier to get and probably less expensive as well, because this thing isn't cheap. This is like fig arts and Mafex prices, whereas Star Wars fig arts tend to lose their value after a while, at least in Asia. So if you're collecting Black Series and stuff, you're just better off getting the fig arts one if you want to pay more for something that's really good quality. And I do think that this fig arts look is really good, whereas this one here, look, I really like Luke Skywalker, and I do like this outfit of him, but those buttons are weird, lightsaber detail is a little bit off, doesn't have a hook on his belt, and the boot problem, and yeah, which ends up being that I can't recommend this. Like, this is a decent figure, but there's just too many problems for it to justify its price, which is a shame because it is still pretty good. It just misses the mark in some frustrating ways. If you do like what you see, though, I mean, it's still a good figure. It's still got a really good Mark Hamill likeness. So, I don't know. I'm conflicted. You just got to decide if the price is worth it or not for yourself. So, guys, just comment below, and guys, take care, have a nice day, and may the force be with you.